good morning. It's Friday morning, and I'm Mary Amy, and I'm coming to you live from New York. And this is Living in the Light. It's September 16th. I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, cracking open your beautiful glowing light that's in your heart. So let's all do that together today. Now, hey, Thomas Grant, you're already here. Good morning. Thanks for joining us from Australia. So heads up. I'm only doing basically 30 minutes because I have an appointment that I have to drive to. But I'm here and I'll be back again Monday at 11. But let's get through this because we have some stuff to cover today. Now, did you tune into your heart today? Because it's really important that we know how we're feeling so that we can pretty much guide ourselves and know what's ahead of us and be aware, because when we tune in, we become more aware of our senses. So we will be warned of things. We will be given visions and messages and signs. And like I say, if you're clear, whatever comes to you is meant to come to you. You know, like attracts like. We all have a vibration. And so we go out into the world and we find out exactly what we're attracted to and what is attracted to us. And it's crucial that we tune in and we kind of know ourselves a little bit better every day. Now, what were your dreams today? Hey, Thomas. Yes, it's morning here. Wow. Okay. Can you please, anyone who's joining us, please like the video and I hope you subscribe to the channel. So it's 12:30 a.m. Wow. So it's evening there. Okay, so today we're going to cover topics like save yourself, release thought attachments, and late timeline arrival. Of course, I'm going to be covering intuitive, skill set. I don't know if I'm going to have time for a visualization, but let's all remember to have willingness and self-confidence and really, really trust ourselves that we have a knowing on what's best for us. If we tune into our heart, if we all connect everything, our mind, heart, and our spirit, we will really, really begin to understand ourselves more and we will awaken. So, saving ourselves. What are we saving ourselves from? Well, we're saving ourselves from this reality that we've been living in. And so we must, on our own, realize that the only person that's here, the only being that's going to save us is ourselves, which means we must have discernment with everything that comes before us, everything. Because there's constantly, whether you not realize it or not, there's constantly energies coming to us. Now we can, like I say, give permission if we wanted to come into our space because we're sacred beings of light. We are multi-dimensional beings of light. And we have many gifts that we don't even realize because we were crushed. We were crushed and we were put into all these systems and we were given information that we had to just repeat back. No one said, what do you think? It was just ding, 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 ding. This is how it goes. Shovel, shovel, shovel. You know, it's like they dug a hole and they stuck us in it. So let's save ourselves. Hey, Garrett, nice to meet you. What's up, 5D family, star family? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yes, exactly. I'm a Palladian. I'm a light worker and I channel. What about you? Where are you coming from? Thomas is from Australia. We have many that join us that are coming from all over the globe. I'm in New York. So when we save ourselves, you're going to save yourself. I'm going to save myself. I'm already on the save myself plan, which is because I'm a rebel. I'm from the pack of rebels, not the rebels that cause havoc out there, the rebels that know there's another reality. Now, I said yesterday, we have to be like we're seeing in the dark. We're like owls that can see in the dark because we have to really tune into ourselves and understand our senses and really, really trust ourselves that we have within us all the answers. Oh, Boston, great. Thank you for sharing that with us. So let's become safe and let's rescue ourselves from harm and danger. You know, there's a lot of information out there in the matrix, in this 3D reality, this physical reality that we've been living in that is harmful to us? Were we supposed to be born into a place that everything was competitive and it was like rush, rush, rush? People step on your head, you knock each other down to get there? I don't think so. I mean, because I think it kills you faster. I mean, who wants to live that long in this world? It's a tough world. It's kind of the opposite of heaven on earth. So let's set ourselves free from confinement and danger. And let's save ourselves by having another perspective, another perception, a higher consciousness, and understanding that not everything that is in this physical reality is real. Because we spoke about an illusion. Isn't there illusions out there? I mean, there's illusions all the time. We are given information and told it's a big marketing scheme. Buy this, do this, wear that. And if you don't, you're not going to be liked. You're not going to be loved. You're not going to be cherished. It's about conformity to those beings. However, how are you supposed to reach your destiny if you're following someone else, if you're following a whole group of people? Because do you look like them? Do you sound like them? Did you come from the same home life? Did you have the same education? Do you have the same opinions? How are you going to get to your destiny, which is your wishes and dreams, if you're following everyone else? You're actually off your path to your future, to your destiny, to what makes you your happiest. So let's acknowledge our 5 humongous goals. What are they? Because we want to reach our destiny in a quantum leap from this moment. We want to jump like that. How do you do that? First off, you let go of everything from the past, old attachments, any belief systems. What difference does it make what you were thinking 5 minutes ago? What matters is right this minute, in the present, in the present. So we're going to let go of old attachments, anything that is hindering us and dragging us down. How is it serving us? It's not. We want to be in this moment. So we're going to let out a breath. We're going to remind ourselves to be in the present moment. Here I am. I'm in this physical reality. Here's a cup, a mug. There's a couch. There's my puppy dog back there, Elsa. So let's be in this present moment if we want to get to our future faster and quicker. And so we want to see in this moment exactly what we want. Keep your eye on the prize, I say. What is your prize? What do you think your prize is? Is it a Caribbean vacation? Is it that you want to move to Alaska? Is it that you want this beautiful relationship, a home that is yours? Do you want to be a novelist? What is your destiny? You're the only one who knows. I can't tell you. All these beings out there can't tell you. The only thing you control is yourself. That's it. You can't control what's going on out here. So we say, let's clear this up first. Thoughts, words, and actions matter. They have to be in alignment. And you must be balanced. You must be grounded in the earth. And you must be thinking and believing that anything is possible, because thoughts are very powerful and they have a vibration, and you can create a reality with your thoughts. I mean, it's just like if you have a thought and you're clear about someone, all of a sudden they call you because they received that information from you. They had thought transference. You were the sender, they were the receiver. And they said, oh, I don't know where that came from. I think I'm going to call Mary or John or Joe or Jim or Jane. You know, whoever you are, they're going to call you up because you thought of them. It's not a coincidence. There's no such thing. It's synchronicity. When events that are not related to each other all come together, when you have synchronicity going on in your life, then that means you're on the right path. So let me remind you, it's like this. You have your list of 5 humongous goals. You don't share it with anyone because guess what? If you tell someone, they might say, ha, you can't do that. Are you kidding? You already have enough criticism in yourself, and you're more self-critical than you realize, because that's what we were programmed to do, is to criticize ourselves, to bring fear into our systems, to worry, to have anxiety. How about you're just good as is? How about it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what you have, and it doesn't matter what you do. You're just good as is. You're a being of light. So let's say you have your list of 5 humongous goals and you're believing in them. And like, let's say it's, oh, I'm going to write a book. But you've never written a book, but you know in your heart that you should write a book. And so you make that part of your 5 humongous goals and you write it down. And then you think positive things about it, because our intentions matter. Our intentions are a commitment to doing our best. Like before I start doing this every day, I quiet myself for a second and I have good intentions about this. I don't sit here, oh, my ear's ringing. I don't sit here and say, oh, it's not going to go well. No, oh no, let me ask this person and that person and see what they think. Because eventually, guess what's going to happen? You're going to beat yourself up so much and you're going to ask so many people that, of course, it's a numbers game. Eventually, you're going to hit someone who tells you, you can't do that. But you can. So you say, I'm going to be a novelist. I'm going to write a book. And you've never written a book and you've never written anything, but you know it's in your heart. And guess what? Maybe it's going to be the best book ever written. You don't know, because you haven't done it yet. So you have to give yourself a chance. So you commit to that. And then you go down to the coffee shop. And then all of a sudden, you're picking out something to drink, maybe a bottle of water, maybe some kind of soda, whatever it is. And you hear, because you're just, sitting here quietly trying to pick out what you want, you hear a conversation and it's someone talking about a book that they read, or someone talking about a famous author, or someone talking about how to write a book. And then you say, wow, now what is that? That's synchronicity, because you are on your path. And that is validation. And then after that, if you keep going along this path, more synchronistic events will occur. So be patient and be hopeful. Now, if we sit around and we're like mopey all the time and like, oh, everything's terrible, guess what? Your words are very powerful, because you're thinking it and now you're saying it. You're not putting positive affirmations around things. You say, oh, it's terrible. Everything's rotten. Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Guess what? You're only bringing more of that into your life for the next 2 weeks. Let's manifest in the next 2 weeks your destiny. Let's bring it quantum leap to your destiny. Hey, I recently had an awakening due to numbers that I believe I was a message. Okay, fabulous, from Ashtar. I opened a new algorithm for me. Oh, perfect. Good for you. Thank you for joining us all the way from Boston. So let's save ourselves. Let's save ourselves. We're causing further damage by following, conforming. We have to trust ourselves and have a willingness to believe. We have to forgive ourselves. We have to love ourselves. We have to cherish ourselves. Because you can't bring love into your life unless you love yourself first. You must accept all of the sides of you, like we said the other day, your shadow characteristics. Maybe you're not so proud of some of the things you've done. But if you don't acknowledge them and you stuff them away, you push it down somewhere inside of you, you put it away, guess what's going to happen? It's blocking you. And when you start to unblock everything within you, all of a sudden you're going to have memories. You might even remember your first memory of life. You might start to remember every vocabulary word that you were taught. You might start to remember time in school that you were actually kind of asleep, because you're unlocking and unblocking your truest self. We're trying to reach our highest self here. We're trying to bring out our truest potential. Anything is possible. It just takes just like one day, maybe in like one moment, you say, wow, I was asleep and now I'm awake. So we're going to stop having harm to ourselves. We're going to stop continuing on this path of conformity. Now, how do you feel? You must take notice of your inner awareness and spend less time that does not serve you and more towards your destiny. More like spend more time with like minded people. If someone's crushing your dreams and your wishes, maybe put them aside for a little bit because that's not really helping you. And we want to get there as quickly as we can because we want to be our happiest as fast as possible. Good, I love myself and reprogram. Yes, perfect. And so is there a savior out there? Well, I believe Jesus Christ is a savior. Do I believe Jesus is going to come here and save everyone from terrible harm? No. I think we have to figure this out ourselves. We must save ourselves. So a savior is someone or something that's saving you from danger. Can you be your own savior? Can you do this yourself? Can you have your own initiative? Can you single-mindedly find your way? You're really smart. You're highly advanced, more so than you ever knew. They never told you that. You have gifts. You have abilities. Let's crack open that beautiful glowing light in your heart and bring out online all your DNA. They say that only 2% of our DNA is useful and 98% is junk. I think it's 100% is valuable. I think all of us helps us to be our truest self. So we're going to release some of these old thought attachments and we're going to allow ourselves to be free. We're going to escape from being prisoners. We've been prisoners. We've been kind of chained down in simple terms, haven't we? Because we've been told this is where you stay. This is what you do. This is who you are. And we had, okay, you can be this, or this. You're not allowed to be any of those other things. We're going to tell you what you can be. So you've kind of been a prisoner. So we're going to release. We're going to have a different mindset. We're going to release from these attachments. These are beliefs that aren't ours. We were born onto this new earth, Gaia. We knew exactly who we were when we were babies. All the light was within us. And then something in this world, this physical reality, crushed us. Now, maybe you were lucky enough that you just had someone that nurtured you, or you had beings around you that nurtured you. And I think that's wonderful. And the rest of us are kind of playing catch up with that because, we didn't maybe have that opportunity. We weren't cherished. So we have to kind of find ourselves and we have to realize we have self-worth and we're worthy. We're worthy and we are lovable. You are lovable. And so we're going to release these attachments that are kind of like an obligation. It's almost like we're guilted into, okay, this is how things are going to go in this world. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to school. You're going to go to college. You're going to have a job. You're going to work 9 to 5. And then you're going to retire after 40 or 50 years. And then you're going to have a few seconds of peace and calmness and quiet, hopefully. And then you're going to pass and it's over. Where's the fun in that? So we want to flow freely. We want to no longer be a prisoner of our thoughts and beliefs. So we're going to let go of anything. Yes, break the chains. We are going to let go of anything that does not serve us. So as I say, let go. Breathe out. Now, if you feel like you have looping thoughts and you keep going back to the same thing and you almost go into panic and fear and you're scared all the time because, hey, that's not surprising because that's what they're marketing is fear. It's like mass marketing of fear. They're advertising for fear. It's in the media, it's in films, it's in communities. Worry, worry, worry. Ha ha ha. Like, what is that doing to our systems? How do you feel when you have fear? It kind of like stops me in my tracks and I might have a panic attack without realizing I'm holding my breath. And so we have to really have discernment. If we feel that something is hurting us or not resonating with us, maybe we turn it away. And maybe we understand that we're beings of light and we're kind of fragile. We are fragile because all of this equipment that we have the emotional, the spiritual, the mental, the physical all have to operate together. And when something kind of takes us off our game, then we have to get it figured out again. And so if you're around someone or an individual who's causing you pain and anxiety, or a situation is, eventually it's going to take a toll on you physically. And might start, you might go, oh, well, I can handle it. I can handle it. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Just because you're saying it's not a big deal means it's a big deal. So the quicker you get out of those situations and away from those beings, the faster you'll stay on your path and be more clear. Now, I'm not saying if someone's hurt you to ignore them or dismiss them. Forgive them, acknowledge it, explain why you were hurt. You should always say, you hurt my feelings, because maybe they don't know. Maybe they are distracted, or they don't realize that you've been injured. So we say, express ourselves, because if we don't express ourselves and tell someone what's on our mind, we're actually blocking our throat chakra. We're causing ourselves harm. We must be able to communicate. So we're going to release ourselves from old thought attachments, any scrutiny, any idea or opinion that's produced while you're thinking in your mind. The process of thinking an idea must be spoken about, and then release anything from the past that's blocking you from your future. So let's let go the good old guilt trip. Yeah. Let's let go of, these matrix beliefs. Let's let go of the matrix beliefs, because they're like an appendage. Like when you have something that's attached to you, maybe it's like a growth. It's like a growth that's attaching to us, and then we're like the host, and it's sucking the life out of us. It's taking away our joy and our love and our commitment to our destiny. And maybe it's blocking us from being our truest self. So this thing that's sucking the life out of us, which are all these old beliefs that's not serving us, like here's a whole bundle that could be attached to you. And it's like you're pumping life into it every time you're going back to that old thought. What is that old thought that you have? Is it like, oh, one of my parents said this, or a teacher, or a relative, or my employer? What do you believe? Let that go. I'm not saying some of it isn't valid. I'm saying be sure that you're really coming from your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Be aware. So we don't want this thing that's attached to us anymore. We're going to dump it off on the side of the road. We're going to let go of it. It's done. I don't want it anymore. I'm going to have joy in my heart, and I'm going to find my destiny. Now, those of you out there who are the late day arrivals, what am I talking about, the late day arrivals? Well, we just heard from someone in the chat that they are in 5D. So what is 5D? Well, 3D timeline is this timeline of events, this chronological timeline of events, bing, 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 that are in the matrix, the systems. And so this happens. Now, whether or not it's true, I don't know. Sometimes we hear stuff in the news. Now, where is that coming from? I personally have to see things with my own eyes. So who are the late day arrivals? Those are the ones that have just awakened. They've just awakened, and they've realized there's another reality. They're part of the pack of rebels. We're all rebels. We are light workers. We are star seeds, and we are those who are awakened. So the late day arrivals, welcome. Hi. Thanks for this light. I have to go. Okay, well, thanks for joining us. I hope you subscribe to the channel and like the video. And so you've arrived. I'm happy you're here. And there's more of us coming online. And so you're a little late. So you have to play a little bit of catch up. And there's going to be some that come after you. So be aware of that. And for those of you who have just arrived, what am I saying? I'm saying that you kind of came to terms with 2 plus 2 is no longer equaling 4, it's equaling F. And you've been kind of misguided, and there's been an illusion going on and a kind of a mass hallucination. We were told certain things that aren't necessarily true. And you know what? We're going to let go of that now. We're going to just move forward because here we are in this joyful place of heaven on earth. And we're here together. Can you imagine if everyone just stepped out of their homes and their businesses and everyone just realized that we're all one? The law of one, we're all connected to each other. And that we really are. It's not about what you look like or what you do or what you have. You're just another being. And we can accept each other because as soon as we do that, there's going to be peace on earth. So the more of us that become awakened to this new timeline, the late timeline arrivals, and that's okay. That's okay because they've now made an appearance and they're all in the process of arriving. It's a birth. It's a beginning. It's a wake up. You've emerged and you're going to start again. It's the onset of your journey. It's a very exciting thing. And so now we're having a sudden realization. And that realization is telling us, wow, things aren't so bad. Wow, I don't need to have that much fear inside of me. And I can accept myself and love myself. And maybe I'm even going to forgive some who've harmed me and hurt me because maybe they didn't mean to. Maybe those that have harmed us didn't realize and they were in so much pain. That person that yelled at me or that person that took something from me. Maybe that they're in a worse situation than I am and I should actually give them my heart. And so we have to embrace everyone. And it doesn't matter about who they are or what they look like or where they're from or what they have. It doesn't matter. Because in the spiritual realm, in this higher consciousness, we're just all communicating with each other and everything is just a given of peace and love. So these arrangements of events that we've been watching are now gone. When you come into this new timeline, you're going to realize that everything changes. So everything that was is no longer, and whatever was is not here anymore. What is here? It's other beings of light. It's others with awareness. It's other that realizes we're at a moment of truth right now. Here's this moment of truth that we are experiencing. It's an exciting time. So I commend you that you found your way here, and I am really happy that you've joined us. And I'm here for you. Like, really, like emotionally, I'm here for you. And I want good things for you. And I'm here to support you. Now, some indications that more have arrived on this timeline in this 5D Earth, new Earth Gaia, is the Shulman resonance is back on. So this 8 or 9 days of darkness where there was nothing that was coming through on this Shulman resonance chart is a sign that a lot of darkness and negativity has left the earth. It's gone. It's diminished. It's no longer here. And I can find it myself. And I feel as though things have shifted and changed already. And I feel like I can breathe like I've never breathed before. And so what does that mean? That means that probably, hey, Thomas, what is the Shulman resonance? If you, what it does is it gives the electromagnetic, I guess, pulses that are hitting the earth. And, during a lot of these solar flares, you would see a lot of white on it. If you want to Google it, the Shulman resonance. I didn't pull it up on my phone. I mean, I guess I can show you right now quickly. I'm almost out of time, but I'm going to show you because you're asking. And I feel like if you're asking, that means that other people might ask as well. And that's kind of how I operate. So the Shulman resonance looks like, give me 1 second. I'm going to find it. And I hope I didn't delete. Oh, here it is. So this is what it's going to look like, the chart. Okay, so this is what the chart, oh, that's my alarm. This is what the chart's going to look like if you look up Schulman resonance. You're going to see a chart, and it's going to be day by day. So this is one day. And so here there wasn't a lot of solar flares. Can you see that, everyone? But then this following day, here was one of the days of blackout where there was nothing that was being calculated in this machine. In this, it's in Russia is where the machine is, but now here's some solar flares. So it's back on. It was 8 or 9 days of just nothing coming through. And so to me, that's a sign right there of change. And so I believe our galaxy is joining with others now. Now, all the angelic beings and all the different ranks of angels are with us now. And so here's the different ranks of angels, and they are here with us. I always speak of Archangel as right by my side. You know, I go into my third eye and I do the ball of light. And so Archangel, and so here's the different ranks of angels. I don't know if you're familiar with them. So there's seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominions, powers, principalities, archangels, and guardian angels. And I believe we have guardian angels, at least two with us from the time we're born, that are here. They're messengers from the heavens, and they're protectors and they're warriors. And they're here to kind of guide us because we've had such a tough time here. And so we're also probably in this realm now. We're going to experience mythical and mystical creatures of goodness. So just be open to that. Now, I'm really out of time, so I'm going to just share with you. You know, we speak all the time of all the different clair senses, and here's a little chart. And we're working on our clair senses and tuning in. And the more we tune into our clair senses, the more synchronicity will happen. We will reach our destiny quicker. So before I go, I just want to give a quick exercise. And so we've been talking about psychic phenomenon. What are the steps? 1, what were they? Well, we're going to relax our bodies and we're going to breathe out. 2 is making contact, a connection with whatever you're tuning into, if it's a person, place, or thing. And that is how we're going to receive vibrations and sensations and images and emotional information. And so then the third is thought impressions. What impressions are you receiving? So I'm just going to give you a little tidbit because, you know, how did I crack open my third eye? How did I crack open my third eye? And how did I find light in my heart? Well, I think there was a couple of things that happened. But when I went back in my mind and I realized one of the things that really helped awaken me, you know, I had a Kundalini awakening and my third eye activated my mind's eye. What did I do? Well, you know what I used to do? I would go out into nature. Okay. Now have a little patience right now when I'm saying this. And just say, okay, let me listen to her for 1 second. And maybe it's of value to you and maybe it's not. It's just a suggestion. So I would go out into nature. And I don't know if you ever gone out into nature. Maybe you see when the rain's coming down and it's hitting the leaves and you really tune into the sound. You tune into the leaves, the rain hitting the leaves, touching the leaves. Or maybe it might be you're at the beach and you really tune into the waves and the water and how they're rushing up onto the sand. So what I'm trying to say is I would like you to take the time to go out into nature and to literally focus in on one aspect of nature. Maybe it's the birds. Maybe it's a tree, whatever it is that you want to. Maybe it's the wind blowing on the grass. Okay. And so then you memorize with all your senses that moment. And then after you've memorized that, be back in your home, be at work, and go to that memory. Hear the rain hitting the leaves, hear the wind blowing, and see everything. And that will startle and spark light in your heart and help activate your third eye. That's a suggestion. Now, I know from time to time, all I have to do is say, let me see some nature. And then I do see some nature. And then miraculously, it will spontaneously happen to me without thinking. And so it's starting to connect you to other realms, because nature is so significant. It's so significant in this work. And so just be aware, and I'm sharing that with you. And so let's have a willingness and self-confidence and a knowing, because when we tune into our clairsenses, what is it? It's a knowing from another source. We're receiving information from another source. And let me remind you, at first, there's going to be no validation and no proof. You're not going to have any proof that this is working or that you're actually accurate. So just have patience. So I'm going to spin light and I have to go, and I'll be back again on Monday at 11, and I'll have a longer video, but today I have an appointment that I have to reach in 20 minutes. So you're in the center of this light and I'm spinning the light. And so we're going to have an epiphany, a come to Jesus moment, a sudden realization that we're on a new timeline. And this new timeline is heaven on earth. So I'm spinning the light and you're in the middle of it. And I'm wishing good things for you. So everyone be well. I'll be back again on Monday at 11. Have a wonderful weekend. Find your passions. Spend time in nature. Maybe rest. Have a fun time. Make time to have fun. It's so important. Bring love and light into your heart and laugh. Okay? Everyone have a great day. Be well. Bye.